In the first set of tapes that we did, Some Assembly Required, I had a video, Hats Off Folks. In this series, Some Experience Necessary, this is tape number 1, and it's also going to be Hats Off Folks, and I'm going to build on the knowledge of that tape to do even better hats on this tape. And I think you're going to like some of them. There's a lot of sea characters in here, a lot of ocean characters. You'll love that. Anyway, let's get busy. I'd like to start out with hat number 1, showing you how to do my dolphin. You'll have 3 light blue balloons, 2 filled to 1 finger, 1 filled to 2 fingers. Take the 2 that are filled to 1 finger, send them in opposite directions, grab them so that you can run them back and forth, so that you can size the child up for the fitting, and then twist off a bubble on each end. This procedure is covered in a greater detail on the first series, Hats Off Folks, Some Assembly Required, and then also on number 5 with the add-on of the shark hat. Pulling the 2 aside, the two bubbles together so that you can squeeze the ends, making fins. You'll want to portion about a 4-finger spread, a little wide, not horribly wide, but kind of wide, 4-finger spread. And then you're going to want this piece to be a little more than double the size of that one. Twist those 2 together. Now you'll notice one of these is shorter than the other. You want the long balloon to go with the short balloon, and the short balloon to go with the long balloon. Pulling these 2 pieces, the long balloon, or the short balloon and the long twisted piece, together to where you catch a point equal here and here. Twist that together. You notice that I put my hand in a circle around where I squeeze to twist. That allows the balloon to rub against my hand, causing less friction than if it rubbed against itself. Now the tension will hold it in place like that. Squeeze the air out of the rest of the short balloon, make a small bubble. Let's go ahead, squeeze the air out of it, and take that end, pull it down into the junction on the other side of the double balloon that you've done. Pulling it in tight and around a time or 2, then put it down between the 2 bubbles. Squeezing the air out to the end of the other balloon. You can lay the balloon against your leg and put your arm against it, causing tension in the balloon, causing the pressure to be greater. Notice how this balloon goes up when I put pressure on it. You're wanting some pressure so that you can make a tight bubble here, and this will be looser now. Twist these 2 bubbles together. Actually, you want to try and make those close to the same size as each other. Twist those 2 together. You might even want to run one around to the other side and back out the front. Now at this point, you'll find about the midway point on this balloon. Nope. You'll want to go down a little bit. You're going to want about a 3/5, 2/5 twist. Pull down on the one. The one on top you pull back. The one on the bottom you pull forward. As you do this, you make what will become the mouth of the dolphin. Twist that off so that you now have a mouth for the dolphin, and you have your lower and your upper head. Squeezing the air in this one, make a bubble at the front. You can leave it like that if you want as the eyes, but it causes it to wiggle about, especially if the kids are playing with it. So what I normally do is, after I make this bubble, this is a little bit softer because I've squeezed the air out as I'm twisting this bubble. I ear twist this bubble Then once I ear twist it, I push it to split it in half, almost like you would a pop twist. And then once you split it in half, twist it one bubble only. If you twist one bubble, what you wind up with are the eyes. Now this balloon here, you want to move so that it's shaped like so, giving the impression of the dolphin's head. Now you'll take this part, which will be the fin, and go 3/5, 2/5, divide that bubble, and then roll that bubble, the back bubble, so that you now have that part of the dolphin. This would be good enough if you wanted to hand this out as a dolphin, but now you take the balloon with the 2 fingers, grabbing the nozzle end, twist it in tightly around that back portion of the fin and fold it in. Going down about 2 hand widths, you'll twist off a bubble. Then you'll twist off 2 small bubbles, about 2 fingers in size actually. These 2 you will ear twist by splitting. These will be on either side of the fin. You measure this together so that see what you're going to do now is you're going to put this portion tied into the bottom here, okay? But you're going to do this end of it. Match a bubble on the very end, twist it in, and bring this bubble together so that you have the dolphin's back body portion. Twist that while you squeeze this to force air into this portion. You twist that in to these 2 ear twists that you've made. Now you'll take and twist off a small bubble here. Up next to the ear bubbles, you'll twist off 2 small bubbles. Well, you don't want them too small. You want them big enough to where the fin will show. You want it to have the back fin. You might even want to make them a little longer than that. Nice thing about balloons is you can adjust them over and over again. There you have once you roll that, there you have a dolphin. And it does make a good hat. For the second one, on the second hat on this tape, I want to show you how to do my hammerhead shark. Again, you'll need 2 balloons with 1 finger and 1 balloon with 2 fingers. And one, it really isn't important as long as it's long enough to give the illusion of the shark's hammerhead once you've made it. You will want it to be at least 2 hands wide, laid out side by side, like so. Setting that one and the 2 finger one aside. Do the same thing with these 2 that you did with the dolphin. The only difference being between the shark and the dolphin is that you'll do the short chamber and the short balloon, the long chamber and the long balloon together when you twist off that centerpiece so that they're close to the same length. Squeeze the air out to the end, twist off, a bubble about the same size, twist the 2 together, squeeze down some air, grab a nozzle or the nipple end and drag it down and wrap it around, in and out, several times. Now, splitting this into a 3/5, 2/5, roll it to make the fin, split this portion almost in half. You'll want to put these two bubbles up toward the top so that it causes this one to come down a little more. You'll actually want it to be a little bit shorter so that it's closer to the bottom here. The hammerhead shark's head comes down, and then the jaw portion is shorter than the top of the head to the fin. You'll attach the tail and fin portion the same way, with the a little longer, a little shorter, the two ear twists, and then the portion for the fin. But when you do the fin, you'll actually twist off a bubble about 3 fingers, and then you'll twist off a bubble about 2 fingers shorter than the back fin portion. When you twist that bubble, actually make this a little longer than that one. I got that backwards. You'll want this portion longer than this portion, so that when you turn these 2 ear twists this way, it causes your fin to take on the look of a shark's fin. Then you'll roll that bubble. The bottom bubble came undone. So that when you roll that bubble, it gives it that shark fin look. Taking your portion, or your balloon that's inflated to about 2 hand lengths, you can, there's several ways that you can do this. I'm going to do it the quick way, and then I'm going to show you a better way of doing it. First, you take and make a tulip twist, rather deep in the end, twist off and roll it a little bit into the bottom portion. Excuse me. Squeezing air out so that it goes long. You will reach to the other end. Figure how long you'll want your stems for your hammerhead's eyes to be, because this is going to be one eye. Then you'll clip into the head. Then you'll have the rest of the stem, then the other eye. I usually like mine to be a good wide, a little bit more than one wide hand. Popping off, getting rid of the end. Tie off this piece that you have here a little bit close to the end. Excuse me, I had an itch on my eye. Take and squeeze the air up toward that knot, then push the knot in. What you've done is you've actually made this a little softer by leaving some uninflated, so that when you push it out, you actually now take up that slack in this balloon. Now when you grab the other one, the other tulip twist, you're going to want it to be about the same size as this one when you twist it off. Now they're never going to be exactly alike, as much as you'd like for them to, but you just got to kind of get them close. Then you take this bubble, twist it as close to in half as you can. Take the front of your shark, which is the nose portion here, and you pop this in. Then you'll turn the eyes like so. You have a hammerhead shark. Been looking for a whale hat? This one's a killer. This is a killer whale. You can make it as a whale or a hat. I'm going to make it as a whale and then pop the balloon out of the center to make it into a hat, so that you can do it either way. First off, you'll take and do